You're not anybody in America unless you're on TV.
Welcome to the 10th anniversary of the American Comedy Awards.
They did not know about disease until the white man came. Oh, shit! I am fighting something.
But what can I possibly say to Madonna? How do you connect to her? How do you make a bond with... I said, hello, I have a vibrator.
I just don't think breast milk is for adults.
Of course, the packaging does appeal to grown-ups and kids.
In your situation, the only sex you're going to have better than makeup sex is if you're sent to prison and you have a conjugal visit.
Ooh, I'm a man. Ooh, I have a penis. What am I supposed to say to the guy who's dating his sister?
Just tell him to hang on and relax. We've all been there.
You are gonna love this.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Friends, David Schwimmer.
Good evening, and welcome to the 10th anniversary of the American Comedy Awards. Yeah, that's right. I'm excited to be here because when this show first started 10 years ago, I was actually still in high school. I remember sitting around with a bunch of my friends and saying, wow, the American Comedy Awards, that'll never last. But somehow it did. And I, for one, am thrilled because ever since I was a kid, comedy was a huge part of my life. All I wanted to do, whether it was my parents or my sister or my teachers or some stranger on the street, was to get them to laugh. I'd try, and even if, they wouldn't, I'd keep on trying to the point where some of them would say I was annoying, but I knew they were kidding. Well, one of the reasons this show has been such a success is the frequent appearance of a woman who has either won or been nominated a total of 16 times over the past 10 years as a stand-up comic, a television star, and as she's nominated again tonight for her work in motion pictures. Here, appearing tonight as Ernestine, is Lily Tomlin.
Yes, indeed. Time to get the American Comedy Awards online. That virtual reality award show. Almost like a real one. Okay, come on, partner, boot up. 1 megabyte, 2 megabytes. Bingo, I'm in. A gracious good evening. Have I reached the party with whom I am interfacing? Mr. Bill Gates, Mr. Microsoft. I don't know about you, Mr. Gates, but if I were a man, I'd hate to be known as that. May I be so bold as to move you from floppy to hard drive? There, doesn't that feel better? This is Ernestine, your email female. Better known in cyberspace as techno-nymph. I was just surfing the net to hype the American Comedy Awards, and you appeared on my menu, right under white bread billionaires. Mr. Gates, since this is the American Comedy Awards, here's a good one, just to get you in the mood. There once was a man from Nantucket. Hello? Fiddlesticks, he logged off without me. Open a new window, I'm having a carpal tunnel moment. Have I reached www.Newt the Cute Gingrich? say, can't you make those freshmen in the house behave? They're running around like a bunch of loose Buchanans. Listen, Nudie, we want you to be on the American Comedy Awards. Well, you're gonna be whether you want to or not. Hello? Hello? He loves history so much, I wish he'd leave our future alone. Cyber weenie. Eek, a mouse. I'm having such a good time on my keyboards. This is CD-ROM, this is online, and this is heart and soul. I'm sending it straight to Tibet. Swing out, Sufis. Hold everything. What's that peeking through my windows? Hackers from the American Comedy Awards. Oh God, they fried my screensaver. Can't they take a joke? I had this great nude morphing of Al D'Amato. I got it past the V-chip and everything. This kind of software is priceless. This is modem mayhem. As God is my witness, I will never leave my website again.
Please welcome from the cast of Friends, Matthew Perry.
Thank you. I can never get enough of hearing that song. So this is my first year at the Comedy Awards, and it's really exciting to be here. I look out in the audience and see legendary comedians, Jonathan Winters, Milton Berle, Don Rickles, and yeah. Actually, I'm just assuming they're all here. I can't really see anything. I think because of the kick off Don's head. Thank you very much. Tonight, I get to present the awards to the funniest actors and actresses starring in a motion picture. As an added bonus, the actresses nominated in this category are not only funny, but they're beautiful, pretty, and they each smell really wonderful. The actresses nominated in this category motion picture from the American president, Annette Bening.
Do I date a lot?
Yeah.
No, how about you?
Me? Well, lately I seem to be going out on a lot of first dates.
Well, then you're experienced at this.
Oh, yeah, you can ask me anything.
Well, how are we doing so far?
It's hard to say at this point. So far, it's just your typical first date stuff.
From While You Were Sleeping, Sandra Bullock.
Merry Christmas.
Nice coat. Merry Christmas to you, too. I love you.
From To Die For, Nicole Kidman.
I believe that Mr. Gorbachev, you know, the man who ran Russia for so long, I believe that he would still be in power today if he'd done what so many people suggested and had that big purple thing taken off his forehead.
From French Kiss, Meg Ryan.
I've seen it happen. You'll become one of those hunched-back, lonely old men sitting in the corner of a crowded cafe, mumbling to yourself, "My ass is twitching. Your people make my ass twitch."
From Clueless, Alicia Silverstone.
Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, but thy eternal summer shall not fade. Fat, did you write that?
That's like a famous quote.
From where?
Cliff's Notes.
Oh.
And the winner is Alicia Silverstone in Clueless.
Thank you very, very much. And I want to thank Paramount for making this movie. And I want to thank Amy Heckerling for giving me such freedom to play. And Scott Rudin and Adam Schroeder for giving me all the clothes. And Carolyn Kessler, the best person on the planet, and for telling me to do the movie, because I didn't know it was funny. And my parents, my mom and dad, who I love very much, and my brother David, and my grandpa. So thank you very, very much.
I'm sorry, I just got distracted by the elegance and subtlety of the set. In the category Funniest Actor in a Motion Picture, the favorites this year are a group of actors who are not only funny, they're beautiful, pretty, and they each smell wonderful. From Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, Jim Carrey.
All right! This white devil thing has gone far enough. Nobody messes with the dude! I'll have you know I have the reflexes of a cat and the speed of a mongoose.
From Get Shorty, Gene Hackman.
Yeah, well, 20/20 hindsight and all that, you know.
I hate being alone. The house is so quiet, so lonely. It needs a man's touch.
Nice necklace, Doris.
From French Kiss, Kevin Kline.
Oh, then you're afraid of commitment.
I'm not afraid of anything.
I know what your problem is. You have no staying power.
What do you mean?
You can't stick it out.
What are you talking about?
It's obvious.
It is?
You are afraid of commitment.
Commitment! Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant,
What? What did you think I was talking about?
Nothing.
From Grumpier Old Men, Jack Lemmon.
Good morning, Mr. Gustafson.
I don't believe it. Mm-hmm. You and that beautiful lady?
I am the gangster of love.
Gangster, huh? Yeah, well, tell me, was it more of a hold-up than a stick-up?
From Father of the Bride Part 2, Steve Martin.
Bring it on in. I'm ready.
Excuse me! Do I know you?
From Get Shorty, John Travolta.
I'd like you to meet my associate, Bear. Movie stuntman.
You're a stuntman, huh?
Yeah.
You any good?
Am I any good?
Oh! Whoa!
That's not bad for a guy his size.
And the winner is John Travolta and Get Shorty.
I love you guys. Thank you for picking me. It's very important to me, this award, because I've always looked at my characters with a sense of humor, and my biggest joy is probably anticipating the possibility of making you laugh through my characters. So this award proves that I've done my job, so I thank you. And I also like to thank everyone at MGM and Jersey Films, especially Danny DeVito, the director, Barry Sonnenfeld, and the writers, Scott Frank, Emerald Leonard, and the cast. I had an amazingly funny cast, and I couldn't be good without them. That's Gene Hackman and Rene Russo, Danny DeVito, Dennis Farina, and Delroy Lindo. Rene Russo. Also, I don't want to miss anyone here, so let me think for a second. My manager, Jonathan Crane, has always been there for me. And my friends and family who give me so much joy and humor, I couldn't get through the day without them. And my wife. I love her so much, and she showed a sense of humor by marrying me. And my son, Jet, who gives me more joy than I could possibly express every day. And of course, my friend L. Ron Hubbard, who taught me to not take life so seriously and to also force yourself to laugh, and you'll keep laughing. Thank you.
Stay tuned for David Hyde Pierce, Christine Baranski, and Roseanne on the American Comedy Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sybil, Christine Baranski, and from Frasier, David Hyde Pierce.
Hello, thank you, good evening. Many of you may not know that although Ms. Baranski and I are on television, we are not from television.
David and I are from the theater. I once got a Tony on Broadway.
I once got a cab very near where Christine got her Tony on Broadway.
It is indeed heartwarming when we are nominated for the kind of comedy that we do, which is more on the witty, cerebral side rather than the broad, slapstick, vulgar variety.
Yes. No rubber chickens, joy buzzers, and putting whoopee cushions for us.
We're not in any way belittling that kind of comedy, but to us, there is nothing that can replace a well-crafted quip from Noel Coward. Do one, David.
Well, Noel said that people are wrong when they say that the opera isn't what it used to be. It is what it used to be, and that's what's wrong with it. Can you make those body noises with your armpit?
Not again. Here, put these on.
Oh, all right. Oh, this will work. No, watch. This is funny. Okay. The actors most often mentioned for funniest supporting actor in a motion picture were, from Get Shorty, Dennis Farina.
That's what they say.
From The American President, Michael J. Fox.
From Jeffrey, Nathan Lane. From Unstrung Heroes, Michael Richards. And from 9 months, Robin Williams. And this year's favorite is Dennis Farina in Get Shorty.
Thank you very much. I had a speech prepared, but they told me I couldn't say the F word on television. But no one wins these things alone. And I want to thank Elmore Leonard for writing a very funny book. Scott Frank for writing a very funny screenplay. I want to thank a crew that was really worked hard, and a special thank you to the hair, makeup, and wardrobe people in my case. Thank Jersey Films and Danny DeVito for inviting me on. Paramount, Frank Mancuso and David Ladd, and our director, Barry Sonnenfeld, who promised he'd give me $1,000 every time I mentioned his name in public. Thank you.
The actors most often mentioned for funniest supporting actress in a motion picture were, from 9 months, Joan Cusack. From Bye Bye Love, Janine Garofalo.
From Get Shorty, Bette Midler. From Something to Talk About, Kira Sedgwick. And from Blue in the Face, Lily Tomlin. And this year's favorite is, from New York, Bette Midler.
I'm so pleased to be here tonight. I wish I were there in California because it's freezing cold here in New York. But nevertheless, I'm so excited to be here and to accept the American Comedy Award this evening for an appearance that was just the blink of an eye. I don't usually get awards for appearances that are that brief. Usually I get jewelry, but nevertheless, I was happy to be working again, especially with such wonderful, wonderful people. I'd like to thank Elmore Leonard for the wonderful underlying material. I'd like to thank Scott Frank for his brilliant adaptation. I'd like to thank Barry Sonnenfeld, who I really, really enjoyed working with, and Danny DeVito, of course, for calling me up and making sure that I did this part, even though it is only 2 lines, and I only got scale. Nevertheless, I'd also like to thank especially Mr. Gene Hackman. I first met Gene Hackman on a picture called Hawaii, which was the first picture that I ever did, and it was a picture in which we both played missionaries. Of course, now we're both in different positions, but that's perfectly fine with me. Anyway, I will always cherish him as one of the very few men to whom I've ever exposed myself. It is so exciting, and I can add this to my fabulous collection of 13 others that the crew has been kind enough to offer me and to allow me to display on my cabinet. I love loose sight. I love it.
Coming up next, Kelsey Grammer and Roseanne with those absolutely fabulous women from England. Please welcome Roseanne.
Hello. Congratulations, George, on the 10th anniversary tonight. I remember I was here for the very first American Comedy Awards, and I was sitting with Sam Kinison, and both of us had been nominated, along with Alf, for Best Newcomer. And of course, Alf won, and I think that says it all. Well, here we are at the American Comedy Awards. Hey, do you guys get the creepy feeling like I do that America is totally losing its sense of humor? And I think our show tonight will prove that. Anyway, everything is all politically correct and totally uptight. And you know why we're so uptight? Because the Puritans came here, and the really fun people stayed in England. I'm still trying to get an American version of a great show on the air. Of course, you know, absolutely fabulous. In case any of you have not seen the show, it's about 2 women who have a very close relationship with each other, with a lot of booze, lots of pills, and lots of men. It also, like, totally, I think, describes the women of our generation. As one of the writers of Absolutely Fabulous said, we are the first generation of women who were raised to be men. I went to my own network with the pitch, and they were really cool about it. They said, yeah, Roseanne, well, we're very aware of this show, and the network is totally ready for the future. We know that we have to compete with cable and so many things. We're totally ready for the future. And I did not know that they meant that they were ready to give Joey Lawrence his own show. When I turned in the script, they totally freaked. They're like, Roseanne, what the heck were you thinking? These people have nothing but contempt for little people like us. Which I love that. And the show has 0 male appeal. And I said, well, you mean 0 straight male appeal, don't you? Because, of course, it has 100% gay male appeal. And gay males are 8% of our viewing audience, so that is 10 to 15 million viewers right there. So that already makes the show about number 30. And that is without the lesbians, the pot-smoking 18 to 24s, the people in the Midwest whose party habits make Patsy look like Marie Osmond, and of course that still doesn't include the millions of hack comics who will be watching in order to write really bad spec scripts to send me for the show. It's number 1 already, sir, and it's not even on the air. And luckily, it's very easy to fix the 0 straight male appeal because, you know, I just figure I'll put like a whole bunch of girls in G-strings. I don't have to like write anything clever or anything like that. I've seen Baywatch. The shows I have been referring to, or the show I've been referring to, has been often copied but never equaled. Here are Jennifer Saunders and Joanna Lumley in clips from Absolutely Fabulous.
They are trying to make out, darling, that Patsy is some kind of sex-crazed, morally corrupt, drunken, high-class prostitute, darling.
pretty accurate so far.
Oh, right, let them write what they want. Continued on page 5. I mean, I shall just rise above it. I shan't let this thing affect me. Bastard! No! Watch it! Watch! Show! Close horses. No, further. Patsy said... Yes. 47. I'll sue! Well, I might drop in on the way home. See you later, Eddie. I'll leave the bottle. No, don't leave the bottle, Patsy. I need a clear head for the next 3 hours, please, darling. Oh, do you want some Coke? No, sweetie, no.
So what does a fashion director do?
Oh, darling. She gets a 50% discount at Harvey Nicks. It's not only that. I mean, there is work involved, skill. Yeah, of course there is. Yeah, I decide what goes in the magazine. Oh. One snap of my fingers and I can raise hemlines so high that the world is your gynecologist. Exactly.
39. 40. She's not gonna like this.
Here she comes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nina. Happy birthday to you.
Sweetie. Where's the photographic equipment? God, where's the pop sex bag? Where's the luggage?
I'm sorry. The equipment must have gone to Tanger's. And the rest, I don't know.
Pop specs! God, is it? Help, Mommy, darling! It's all right. It's all right, Ed. Just give me a...
Here are the stars of Absolutely Fabulous, the writer-creator Jennifer Saunders and her co-star Joanna Lumley.
It's an honor to be here and to be asked to present...
Wow.
Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Ow!
Stop it. It's an... What is your problem? What is it?
I'm just, I'm just like in pain. I've just had a boob job.
Oh, stop it. So, well, you're crazy. Well, you had it this afternoon. What's your
No,
problem?
just now, backstage, there's a lovely little man, He just does, hair, makeup, little boob lift.
Should I have done it?
No, there's a cue,
Right. Sorry. Right, well, it's great to be here and to present this award. And I think it's worth remembering at this point in the evening that it's, I remember this, I wrote it, it's not the giving that counts, it's the winning.
And the money.
And the money. So, for the funniest female performer in a television series...
Have I won it?
No, they don't give awards for upstaging. From Murphy Brown, Candice Bergen.
Of course, the name Cronkite came to mind.
Cronkite? Trust me, Andrew, the chances of Cronkite returning to this network are about as great as Pat Buchanan twirling the baton in a gay pride parade.
From Ellen DeGeneres.
Worst police station I've ever been to. Look at these bozos. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
From The Nanny, Fran Drescher.
Moving on. Astronomy. This is the oldest body orbiting the sun.
What is William Shatner?
From Mad About You, Helen Hunt.
Just tell me what I have to do to reach you, Sylvia. Just tell me what I have to do to get through to you. Do you want me to beg? I'm begging, okay? Do you want me to crawl? Here I am, I'm crawling. You see me? I'm crawling. Do you want me to change the way I talk? Okay, I'll change the way I talk!
From Roseanne.
Okay, what about, baby, don't get hooked on me. Remember that? He tells her that he'll use her and then he'll just set her free. Use me, I'll set you on fire, you bastard.
And this year's favorite is Helen Hunt in Mad About You. Goodness. Thank you very much for including me in this list of incredibly talented women and for singling me out. I obviously share this with Paul Reiser, who's the president of Funny, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, now, if you will indulge me for 1 second, I want to thank our writers, because without them, it would be just a lot of blonde hair running back and forth, a fake New York apartment. That'd be pretty good. Danny Jacobson, who started our whole show off, Larry Charles, who came in this year with no preparation and collaborated with us and also led us through the year, Paul Reiser, Vic Levin, who would be lost without, Billy Grunfest, Brenda Hampton, Ron Darien, Seth Curlin, Stephen Engel, Shanna Goldberg-Meehan, Kenny Schwartz, Scott Silveri, Pam Norris, and our producer, Margie Weitzman, and lastly, the three directors we've had this year who've helped us out so much, David Steinberg, Tommy Schlamme, and my Directors Guild Award-nominated father, Gordon Hunt, who I owe this to completely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And no, don't do that. Don't do that here. Don't do that. We're on television. We're on television. Right, ladies and gentlemen, don't do that here. Don't do that here. Put that back. Don't do that. Don't do that now.
I have to.
No,
babe.
no,
I have to. I have
no,
to.
no.
It could be embarrassing.
You do this bit. Now, our next category is funniest male performer in a television series. Was that me? No. No. From Frasier, Kelsey Grammer.
We're back, Seattle. And in accordance with new station policy, we are going to be pandering to the lowest human instinct. In other words, who wants to talk about sex? Sex, 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 sex. Yeah!
From Late Show with David Letterman, David Letterman.
Yeah, I know that.
All right.
I'll accompany you. You sing. Ready?
Jingle bells, jingle... Oh, jingle bells, jingle... You gotta be quiet. You are not funny.
From Mad About You, Paul Reiser.
床前明月光，如是地上霜。
And my car, my automobile.
今日細佬舉頭望
And the car of my mom.
明月
goes fast.
咪有
Like a cat.
From Seinfeld to Jerry Seinfeld.
Spent the night at James's, did we?
Yeah, but we reversed positions, so there was no funny business.
Reverse positions?
Yeah, you know, head to toe.
So what? Your genitals are still lined up?
From the Larry Sanders Show, Gary Shandling.
Oh, good morning, Larry.
Morning.
Good morning. These are the Chins, Edward and Allison, and Edward's mother, whose name I'm not going to even try to pronounce.
Please enjoy yourselves while you're here. If there's anything I can do, let me know. I'm so sorry about the Margaret Cho show.
And this year's favorite is Kelsey Grammer in Frasier.
Well, thank you. It occurred to me as I was sitting there that in 1973, when I arrived at the Juilliard School to be trained as an actor, that no one really knew that I was a comedian. And to this day, I remain unaware of that myself. But as the Juilliard School told me in the spring of '75, I was not an actor. So off I went with a firm boot print in my butt. And I suddenly realized what I had learned at Juilliard was that that which does not breathe is dead. And then I suddenly realized that after 23 years, that which does not laugh is not human. And so I feel quite well, thanks. The beauty is, through all the pain and the bullshit and the nonsense, oops. Sorry, Carla Mahoney. Through all the stuff, if we can't laugh at it, you know, what's the point? And thanks.
Stay tuned for Richard Pryor, Bill Maher, Ted Danson, and lots more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome last year's winner of the Male Stand-Up Comic Award, George Wallace.
Hey! Hello! Hey! Hey! Good evening. Yes, I did win this award last year, and I was very happy. I was the happiest man in the world. And since then, I've been working all over the world. And as you travel, people can say some stupid things everywhere you go. People can say some stupid things. The pilot on the airplane, if there's anything we can do to make your trip more comfortable, please don't hesitate to ask. And I'm going, how about that first class seat up there? Nobody sitting there. Man sitting next to me on the airplane, you going all the way? I said, I hope like hell I'm going all the way. People can say some stupid things. Fireman told me if my house catches fire and I can't get out, go in the bathroom, fill the tub with water, get in there. I said, Let me tell you people something. If your house catches fire, you can't get out, you go in the bathroom, you fill the tub with water, you get in there, you might as well throw in a couple of carrots and an onion. If that's what you're gonna be, soup. Cream of butthead soup. Anyway, the first awards this evening go to the best new stand-up comedians. This is suggested by a survey of leading comedy clubs. Clips of all the nominees will run for 10 days on Comedy Central. Therefore, 32 million subscribers had a chance to phone in and vote for their favorite comedian. And here tonight, to present this award, is one of the greatest, if not the best, comedian of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Mr. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Pryor. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. Ladies and gentlemen. Richard Pryor. I just want to say to you, Richard, that you don't know this, but I've admired you for a long time, and without you, I wouldn't be in this business, and a lot of us wouldn't be in this business tonight, and you're the best. You've always been the best. You'll always be the king. And what I'm trying to say is, I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light.
All right. And the Male Stand-Up Comedy Audience Award, the favorites are
Anthony Clark.
I tell you, there's freaks everywhere. I'm surprised people leave their house anymore. Every time you turn on the news, someone's getting shot, figure skaters hitting each other in the kneecaps with sticks, people throwing penises out the window. What the hell's going on?
World Wars. President Newt. Almost makes President Quayle sound whimsical. President Newt! It's like saying Pope Dennis Hopper. Adam Ferrara.
I got to tell you folks, I talk a lot about women in my act, because let's face it, if I was hungry, I'd talk about food.
Dom Herrera.
Cousin Louie's always worried about being gay. Real paranoid. That don't make me gay, does it, Dom? Does that make me gay? I said, you're homophobic. He goes, no, I ain't afraid to fight gay guys.
Brian Regan.
I like watching those monster truck pulls on TV. They always talk about their engine like you know what they're talking about. Hey, what were you thinking during that last run, Earl? You know, I was going pretty good, and about halfway through, the flap 12 valve burner started smoking, the hydro pin spring was spurting off, the manifold
The winner is Brian Regan.
Mr. Brian Regan. Brian Regan. You got it, baby.
That's yours.
I had a dream today that the other 4 nominees, all of whom are very deserving of this, all tied for the win. And that they kept doing audience cutaways of me just sitting there going. And there he is, the first lone loser in the history of the American Comedy Awards. Anyway, I want to thank everybody, man. I want to thank everybody that voted for me. I want to thank my family and friends. I want to thank my agents. I want to thank my manager, Rory Rosegarten. I know that doesn't sound like a manager's name. And I also want to thank the guy who gave me my start in comedy years ago. I lost track of him. He probably has no idea I'm going to say this, but he used to run the comedy club in Fort Lauderdale years ago. He was the first person that ever said I was a comedian. Joe Mullen, thank you very much.
And now, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you. It's always nice to be at the American Comedy Awards, especially since I'm on Comedy Central. And I know my dial mates are here, Jennifer Saunders, Joanna Lumley. They have a new show with Lady Di. It's called Absolutely Famished. Well, that is my job, to root out the political correctness. There is an awful lot of it. I was in the South, in Atlanta. I noticed now that Sherman's March is a gay pride parade. There's a group actually even called, do you know who the Log Cabin Republicans are? Anybody know? They're the gay Republicans. You can't just be Republican or gay. They got to have a group for this. And some of the things, I mean, I tell you, the Gettysburg Address, they claim, actually ended with the words, "You go, girl." You know, there's even a politically correct Bible now. That is absolutely true. They don't want in the Bible now to have, you know, Jesus being killed by the Jews. He dies of secondhand smoke. I mean, it seems... and Jesus was a Jew. And if a Jew, why the Spanish name? Did you ever think about that? No, you know who is Jewish? I never realized. I read the obituary. The guy who invented Superman, did you see that? He died a couple of weeks ago. Jerry Siegel. And I read it. I didn't realize this. In the original, Superman did not even fight crime. He used his X-ray vision to open up a dental practice. It seems wrong. But they do that in Hollywood. They always change the plots. Did you see The Scarlet Letter? I mean, it was so different than the book. You know, in the book, he dies of a broken heart, and she, I believe, is killed by O.J. Simpson. And hey, he's on every dial, please. He's on. I'm surprised. I saw him backstage. George was O.J. and Tim Conway trying to get them to a video called "Dorf on Double Homicide." Anyway, before I go too far, thank you. I want to say, I'm here to talk about and give an award to female comics. Let me just say this. I've been on this circuit with comics for over 15 years. Guys out there, let me tell you, it is a boys' club. They do have it rough. We should get our act together and be better. That's my statement. No, it is. It is tough for female comics, and I'm proud to present this. And in the female stand-up comic audience survey conducted by Comedy Central, the favorites are Kathy Buckley.
My hearing impairment is not my handicap. Being sexually frustrated, now there's a handicap. I've not had a date in 3.5 years. Now I don't know if it's because I haven't heard the phone ring or what.
Diane Ford.
The worst bathing suit for women, though, is that thong bathing suit. Oh, that piece of trash. Please, I spend my whole life trying to keep my underpants out of there.
Judy Gold.
I go to Flint. I'm performing at this college.
Right before I go on stage, I go up to the student body president. I said, look, I just need to know for my act, do you guys have any Jews here? She goes, Jews? Yeah, we've got apple juice, grapefruit juice, and orange juice.
Wendy Liebman.
I'm just jealous because she had a gorgeous body. She had like an hourglass figure, you know, and I have an hour and a half. I have too much time on my ass. I have...
Kathleen Madigan.
Oh, I was working in Iowa last week. That was a lot of fun. They actually have legalized gambling now there. They're very excited about it. They're like, hey, welcome to Iowa. It's just like Las Vegas, isn't it? You're going, well, no.
And this year's favorite is Kathleen Madigan.
Wow, I really thought this was fixed, and I wouldn't have drank all that cheap wine if I thought I was gonna have to talk. I'd like to thank my entire family for letting me make fun of them all over the country and on national television. Particularly my dad, the best lawyer in downtown St. Louis. If you need a lawyer, he's down there doing workman's comp. And my mom, Vicky, who is always upset she never gets in the article because my dad talks too much. The guys at home that helped me in the beginning, Craig Hawksley, Steve Pollard, Freddie DeMarco, you guys are great. And I got like 150 agents and managers. I met new ones tonight. I didn't even know I had them. Bernie Young, greatest comedy booker, and I'm really nervous, and Adrian, everybody at CNA, you guys are great. So I guess I can't believe I can't talk. This is my job, but I can't talk, so thank you.
We'll be right back with Kelsey Grammer, Ted Danson, Rodney Dangerfield, and Tommy Smothers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of last year's Creative Achievement Award, Rodney Dangerfield.
How do you do? Well, I'll tell you, being here tonight was like a comeback for me in show business. I was in show business years ago and I quit, you know. And to give you an idea how well I was doing at the time I quit, I was the only one who knew I quit. Yeah, show business is tough. Are you kidding? Show business. You know, sometimes I think back of all the women I had to sleep with to get where I got. You know what I mean? Well, I'll tell you, I'm married 2 years now, and I'm in shock. It's working out. Now, I learned an awful lot since I'm married, I'll tell you that. I learned that sexually, I'm self-sufficient. Now, my wife and I, we get along. We worked it out, you know. We have a system. One night a week, I go out with the boys, and one night a week, she goes out with the boys. But at this time, we're going to move it along. From the hit show Frasier, say hello to Kelsey Grammer. Okay, here we go. Kelsey.
Okay. Yes, to my failing, I cannot actually read the prompter, so I have little cards here with me. The American Comedy Awards is an event that honors performers in comedy. However, on every show, we select one person as representative of those people who get the performers on stage and keep them there. We give them our Creative Achievement Award. The gentleman we honored tonight is a television director. He's constantly been offered films and Broadway shows. However, he prefers to direct television. Lucky for us. And he is very good at it. I'd like to just go off the cards here for a second. I think all my life I looked for a place that I could call home. When I was a boy, I dreamt of what home might be. I thought it might be the ocean. I listened to records like Can't Find My Way Home by Blind Faith, of I'm Getting Closer to My Home by Grand Funk Railroad. And the only time I ever found my home was in the midst of a rehearsal process with this man. Jimmy Burroughs. And I swear to God, I had been searching all my life for a place where I was happy, as I think most of us have been, a place where I might feel I meant something. And in the arms of James Burroughs and his comedic gift, I suddenly felt that I was important, extraordinary, and talented enough to deserve the genius of this man's affection. I love him madly, Jimmy Burroughs.
What do all of these shows have in common? Whenever a studio wants to make sure that one of their pilots is a hit, they call in director James Burroughs, otherwise known to his friends as Mr. Burroughs.
Hello, America. Don't you want to reposition that camera a little bit? That's it. That's better. That's better. Now hold a two-shot of me.
As a sitcom director, James Burroughs works with the actors and the cameras to make the jokes in the script come alive on such hit shows as Frasier.
Yeah, he develops his shorthand so quickly that it's so brilliant that working with Jimmy's a joy, of course. He's the fastest thing in the world.
They have got to move the bathroom closer to the studio.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Can I put that on tape?
One of the biggest hits of the last few seasons was touched by the hand of Jim Burroughs.
People come to see the show, they're, let's say, friends of mine, and as opposed to watching the show, they actually come to see Jim Burroughs direct because it's such a sight to see him pacing back and forth. And he laughs and laughs and laughs at every single thing as if he just heard it. And it's true, and it's not like, oh, there's that Jim Burroughs fake laugh. It really means it. It's so great.
But I mean, push.
Okay, no, I mean, acting.
This was the first show that you felt that the actors were allowed to speak and had something to say. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
That's actually all I had.
Oh, really?
He had actually been talking to us for quite some time. He'd always thought that we'd be a good team together as a show, and he came to us with a show about guys that drive cabs all the time. And I thought that's not really going to work, and then there was a whole thing about, well, you're in a bar, and we thought silly, and
psychiatrist.
Yeah, there was a whole psychiatrist thing going on.
The radio show.
Madman of the people. And then finally he came to us and said, well, boy, how about coffee? And we said, all right.
Okay, just breathe. That's it. No, just try to think of nice, calm things.
Raindrops on roses and roses, doorbells and sleigh bells and something with mittens. La la la, something with string. I'm all better now. I helped.
Friends is not the only show that Jim has helped become a hit. Currently, News Radio and even most recently, Caroline in the City are both audience favorites.
We're really lucky to have Jimmy. I mean, personally, I didn't know how to do this at all when I started, and Jimmy was really there to teach me how to tell dry jokes, which I had never done before. He kept saying, talk lower, talk lower.
A great deal of Jim's comedic sense comes from his mother, Ruth Burroughs.
He was so darling. He was a second child. The first one was Irwin the dog, you understand.
Jim learned how to teach comedy from his father, Abe Burroughs, seen here in a family guest appearance on Person to Person with Edward R. Murrow.
This is Jim Burroughs, Dad. Jimmy, tell me, are you heading into show business like your dad?
Well, I thought about it, but I haven't made up my decision yet.
I never wanted to be in the business. I was a government major in college, and I didn't want to be. I was just rebelling against show business, but I grew up with a father who was in the center of the theatrical community and was a man sought after on Broadway to do shows, to come and look at shows, to give advice on shows. Through circumstances, I look back on the many occasions when people come and ask me to look at a show, and they used to come and ask my father to look at a show, and I thought to myself, wow, I've come close to my father. I mean, he was a great man, and He taught me a lot, and I'm sorry he's not here.
James has always used his parents as an example in his personal life as well, until he got a mohawk, became a hippie, and married Tom Poston. Jim Burroughs is not only known for being funny, but for having dignity, class, and a genuine humility.
Well, actually, oddly, you should say that Jimmy doesn't really, take on any real responsibility for anyone's success. I seem to remember a number of occasions where he would come to me and say, "You want nothing with that." Nothing.
Till then, keep your mouth shut.
What's wrong? Don't they feed you in there?
A common denominator for the shows I do is that I think you see, when you're looking at it at home, you see the love that these people have for one another. And to me, it's all about humanity.
Think it'll leave a mark?
And I think if my cast gets on with one another and is supportive of one another and likes one another, that will jump across the screen. I think that's my job, since I get it after it's written, and I photograph who these people are and what they're doing. I think that's incumbent upon me to transfer that humanity to the screen.
Sounds good.
Boy, what a...
Jeez.
Who said
no
that
idea he was
piece of-
artsy.
Gee, is this man funny?
Making your way in the world today.
Jim's greatest achievement to date took place in a neighborhood bar where we laughed and cried with Sam, Diane, Rebecca, the coach, Carla, Woody, Frazier, Cliff, and Norm. They were all members of America's extended family.
Bars can be very sad places. Some people spend their whole lives in a bar. Just yesterday, some guy sat right here next to me for 11 hours.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Butthead, chalk-faced bitch.
And they're always glad you came.
Oh, you must be the slut.
You wanna be where you can see the troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name.
One of the strongest things about Cheers was the humanity in that show. You knew that you wanted to spend time with these people, and for me, it's about being true to the emotions and true to the comedy and true to the humor.
For Jim, the emotion begins before the cameras start to roll. It's his tradition to hug every cast member of every show before each taping. So it is that James Burroughs has brought a little more humanity to humor and has helped bring a little more humor to humanity.
Here's our friend, Ted Danson.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I adore you. I adore you so much. You're the biggest joy in my professional life. There are so many people here tonight who feel the same way. People who've flown from all over the world to be here, and Kirsty came. Here's our director, our friend, my mentor, and tonight's honoree for a lifetime of creative achievement, Jimmy Burroughs.
See what a little well-placed money can do? I had to write because I'm a stand-up reader. I'm not a stand-up comic. It's wonderful to receive an award for something you enjoy doing. Maybe you should read this. I can't believe I'm getting this for making people laugh. Who knew when I first told the Mr. Rabbit joke in 3rd grade it was a sign?
It's the first joke I ever told.
I know. You know, if you say the joke and then look at them, they laugh more. I'd like to thank the American Comedy Award for including me in this illustrious company of previous winners. I'm honored to be the first situation comedy director to be chosen for the Creative Achievement Award, and I hope I am not the last because we are good, and maybe this is the beginning of getting the recognition we deserve. I'd first and foremost like to thank Desi Arnaz for inventing the form. Thanks to Mr. Tinker for taking a chance not on Mr. Evers, but on some summer stock director and letting me share in the glory of MTM. To Mr. Sandrich, thanks for taking me under your wing and showing me you can be aggressive on the stage and what a horn high ace deuce is. To Mr. Tartikoff, thanks for calling me on Saturdays in the early years to tell me that the Cheers shares were moving up to the teens. To Broder, thanks for letting me worry only about what is funny and showing me a first name is unimportant. To Glenn and Les, for teaching me comic rhythms that I could only dream about, and for having enough faith to include me as a creator based solely on the fact that I had a famous father. To the actors, all of you, there's a lot of you here tonight. Thanks for the trust to take it to the comic limit, and when a scene works, giving me the credit, and when it doesn't, giving me the credit. To all the writers, thanks for the words, for without them I would not be up here, and for choosing from all my notes the ones that actually make the piece better, thereby making me look better. To my crews, all of them, thanks for learning how to shoot a show from the hip and thus capturing the moment. To my family, thanks for finding me funny even when there is trouble with the act break, and for being diplomatic with the phrase, "Daddy, don't work too hard." To my mom, for being my biggest fan and not starting a fan club. To my father, who taught me images I use every day, who listened to rhythms and paced while he worked, and told me you can do what you want with your life, but first, try the theater for a few decades. Thanks for the chance to carry on. Thanks for the setup, Dad. I hope somewhere you're laughing at my punchline. When I was in New York, I was Abe's son. When I first came to LA, I was Mr. Brooks. I hope this award makes me Jim Burroughs. Thank you.
Next on the American Comedy Awards, Lily Tomlin, Tommy Smothers, and Mary Steenburgen. Now, to present the award for Funniest Supporting Actor in a Television Series, please welcome the Smothers Brothers.
Thank you. My brother and I are very honored to be presenters here at the 10th Annual American Comedic Academy Awards, Comedic Awards for comedy. And particularly, Dick and I are honored to be here to share and present the award for funniest supporting male person in a television series. My brother and I have worked, and Dick and I agree that we have worked together and understand what support means in comedy. I thought this was going to be the support, the funniest supporting male role, supporting. I thought it was going to be a funniest straight man award. There is no straight man awards. My brother boycotted tonight. There is no recognition of the straight man that fills the vacuum, the great resonance of comedy. My brother said he would feel uncomfortable to be here. He's here in spirit. He would be uncomfortable to be here because of the fact there would be no other straight men in this room, except for Ed McMahon, of course, who will go anywhere to be around comedians. I don't mean as an insult. As a straight man without a comedian is an announcer. So I would like to make Ed feel a little comfortable here, because he is the only straight man in the classic form. I'd like Ed to feel comfortable. So. Ed, it was so cold in New York last night. You don't have it anymore, Ed. I mean, just... Anyway, the 5 nominees for your favorite supporting actors in a television series are... From Seinfeld, Jason Alexander.
Hey, when she threw that toupee out the window, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Good. I feel like my old self again. Totally inadequate, completely insecure, paranoid, neurotic. It's a pleasure.
From Friends, Matthew Perry.
How long do you want the cuffs?
Well, at least as long as I have the pants.
I just got that.
From Frasier, David Hyde Pierce.
You bought a starter's pistol?
Yes. You see, as long as Maris thinks it's real, it makes her feel secure, but this way, no one can get hurt. Morning, Frasier. Just getting up?
From Seinfeld, Michael Richards.
Sure, kid. Yeah, but then you gotta promise you'll do something for me.
I know. Get out of this bed one day and walk again.
Yeah, that would be nice, but I really just need the car.
From Friends, David Schwimmer.
You're over me?
Oh, God.
What? You're,
Oh, God.
You're over me? When were you under me?
And this year's favorite is David Hyde Pierce. Did you play bass?
Thank you. I'm very grateful for this award, very grateful to be included in this company of actors. I especially want to thank the Norwegian judges for putting the whole cheese thing behind them. First of all, my mom was very funny and my dad is still funny, so it's pretty much their fault. I also want to thank tonight two dear friends of mine, Brian Hargrove and Jack Kenny of the writing team of Hargrove and Kenny, who are great wits, who infect me with their wit, whether I will or no. I want to thank my agent, Marilyn Zatmary, of the newly formed Silver Massetti Zatmary agency. You can't pronounce it, just call. And I want to thank my friends at Frasier, Kelsey Grammer, John Mahoney, Jane Leaves, Perry Gilpin, Dan Butler, and of course our fuzzy-muzzled, four-pawed, kibble-breathed Jimmy Burroughs. Thank you to all our directors, all our producers, our crew, and especially our writers, because without the writers, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lily Tomlin.
Well, thank you all a lot. I'm here to present the other award for Funniest Supporting Performer in a Television Series. Although there were a number of members of Congress, cabinet members, district attorneys, witnesses, and DNA experts in the running for this prize, The authorities were forced to narrow the field down to the following 7 funniest females in a television series. From Friends, Jennifer Aniston.
Are they here yet?
No, honey, they're not, but don't worry, we're gonna find them, and until we do, we are all here for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, you were telling me about Paris. It sounds wonderful.
From Sybil, Christine Baranski.
Oh, too bad. They were a great couple. Is he dating yet?
Don't even think about it.
Come on, Phil is a good guy. He's down to earth, kind, hardworking.
So were the Amish, darling, but I don't want to date them either.
From Murphy Brown, Faith Ford.
No. I don't mean now. No. Our first time is going to be a night we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. Like a movie we're going to play over and over and over and over again till we're both dead.
From The Larry Sanders Show, Janine Garofalo.
I am pumping my breast. Oh, girl, you must be going crazy.
Yeah, I am, but it's not just the fact that I might die, but my doctor said I can't have coffee anymore.
From Friends, Lisa Kudrow.
I don't understand. I don't understand. How can you be straight? I mean, you're so smart and funny, and you throw such great Academy Award parties.
From Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Hey, I did it!
What?
I turned him. He defected.
Hey, do you know what you've done? You've given hope to every woman who's ever said too bad he's gay.
Jerome, I have hit the jackpot. The perfect man. Nothing but sex and shopping.
From the John Larroquette Show, Liz Torres.
I don't need no stinking liberal arts class to tell me that I supplement my anger by eating. Well, I need a snack.
And this year's favorite is Christine Baranski in Sybil.
While I'm unfolding this paper, please feel free to comment on my dress. Thank you. This has been such an extraordinary year for me that I first of all have to thank my husband, Matthew, and my children, Isabel and Lily, for sharing it so gracefully with me. I thank the divine Sybil Shepherd, who is a positively fabulous best friend, as well as Alan, Alicia, Dee Dee, and a superb cast and crew. My friends at Carsey Warner, Jay Daniel, the irreplaceable director, Andy Wayman. A special thanks to Chuck Lorre, who launched a show with such exceptional writing and created a character so vivid and original that I finally made the leap to television. And Dottie Dartlin, Lee Aronson, who contributed so last year. And finally, to the indefatigable Howard Gould and our present staff of wonderful writers. Without great writing, I'm just a tall actress with a drink in her hand, instead of a tall actress with one of these in my hand. Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Mary Steenburgen, Phil Hartman, Bea Arthur, and Babe. Please welcome Mary Steenburgen.
Each year, the American Comedy Awards honors an artist for the work she has done in the field of comedy over the span of her career. Tonight, on this very special 10th anniversary show, we pay tribute to a very special actress, Miss Anne Bancroft. In the wide diversity of the roles she has played on the stage, on television, and in film, she's been able to make us laugh uproariously and cry shamelessly, very often in the same performance. This is the mark of a great comedian. Think of the extraordinary characters she's played. Gittel Mosca, Mrs. Robinson, Harvey Fierstein's mother, Sissy Spacek's mother. She's played Mel Brooks' wife. She is Mel Brooks' wife. Let's take a glimpse at some of the marvelous moments in the career of Anne Bancroft. Born Anna Maria Louise Italiano, Anne Bancroft made her professional film debut in the 1952 movie called Don't Bother to Knock. Then it was on to Broadway, and a Tony for her portrayal of Gittel Mosca in Two for the Seesaw. She received another Tony and an Academy Award for her performance as Annie Sullivan in The Miracle Worker. Over the years, Anne Bancroft's films and television performances have been stunning and powerful, sexy and funny.
Well, I wish to hell you'd get sedated again so you stop yelling at me!
Will you shut up down there, you hoodlums?
Hey! Hey! Edna Ocho. Who you calling hoodlums?
You! My husband will be home soon. And if you don't shut up, you'll get more of the same.
Aha! With what? Where are you gonna get the water? Where's your water, big mouth? Edna, now will you get out of there? Look, I'm sorry, my wife didn't really...
The American Comedy Awards is proud to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to an actress who wears both of the time-honored theatrical masks with uncommon grace. The wonderful, wonderful Anne Bancroft.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks very much. I really appreciate your appreciation. And it's really a great honor for me to get this because I have worn, as you said, Mary, stole my line. I did wear both masks, both comedy and tragedy, and I have always found it much, much harder to get a laugh than a cheer, even in my own family. Thank you so much for laughing at that. I was so worried. I was worried you weren't going to get it, but you got it. Thanks. I would like to thank all of you who are in comedy and how much you have made me laugh throughout the years. I greatly appreciate it. And I'd like to thank also everybody who voted for me. And for those who didn't vote for me, may you rot in hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bea Arthur, Bill Hartman, and Babe.
I cannot believe that I am on stage with a pig.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Phil, how could you?
You haven't really given the pig a chance, Bea. Please try to relate.
I guess I might as well get this over with. Hello, babe. How are you? I said, hello, babe.
This nitwit really thinks pigs can talk.
Phil, all through the movie, the pig talked. Why won't it talk to me?
Well, come on, Miss Arthur. You have to admit this pig is adorable.
Well, okay. Okay. He is cute. I'll bet that this is the first time that they ever had a pig on an award show.
Oh, yeah. How about the Golden Globes with Tom Arnold?
Well, I can't wait to hear your answer next year when they call you to appear on the 11th American Comedy Awards.
Something like that.
There's more laughs to come with Don Rickles, Tracy Ullman, and Jonathan Winters. And now, the Emperor, Don Rickles.
Sit down. One dummy there was... Wait
Without question, this is the most boring evening I've ever spent in my entire life. I don't give a crap about Jim Burroughs. I never liked him. Personally, I never liked him. The only thing that saves him, he's a Jew, and I need him in case the Nazis come back. I need a little help. Anyway, it's great to fix your dress, lady. You're over 40. I'll tell you this, though. It's a woman sitting there like I'm going to make a move, for crying out loud. I'm happily married, and may God paralyze me if I would cheat on my wife. Look at this guy. There he is, Alan Thicke, with the 12-year-old bride. Anyway, what'd you do on the wedding night? Break her toys? Ed McMahon, I'll mention your name. And so, I must say, though, as I look around the room, I now realize that I'm the biggest name here. You don't have to applaud. For the money I'm getting, I'm a hit. The funniest female performer in a television special, the 5 favorites are Carol Burnett, Whoopi Goldberg, Kathy Najimy, Rosie O'Donnell, and Tracy Ullman. And this year's favorite is... Hi, I spoke to Bob Barker. The envelope is pick up a half a pound of flocks, 2 pounds of fish. Oh. The winner is Tracy Ullman in Woman of the Night 4. Tracy cannot be with us in person tonight because she's on location in Santa Monica.
Good evening, and thank you very much. I'm thrilled to accept my American Comedy Award for Best Performance in a Special. I'm very sorry I can't be with you tonight, and I'm especially sorry I can't be with my dear friend George Slatter, but I've prepared a few mementos, George, for your wallet or the top of your TV or something. Remember, me as Mrs. Nunanning, we shared donut together, you remember? And my goodness, you couldn't keep your hands off Fern's cellulite in that conga line at the bar mitzvah in Long Island, remember? But I think the incarnation of me you love the most, George, is this one, isn't it? You remember you got so passionate in my motorhome, you lost your car keys in the hair on my back. So, to George, huh? Very, very sexy guy, eh? Have a good evening, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Winters.
Here we are at the 10th Annual American Comedy Awards, and I've been asked to present this year's Male Lifetime Achievement Award. As a matter of fact, 10 years ago, I won this award at the first American Comedy Awards. Obviously, I was much too young. Too young then for such a prestigious award. I'm not too young now. Oh, God. I could keep winning this award every year. It could become a tradition in show business, and once in a while the award should be accompanied by a little money. We all talk about a little money. Perhaps a car. I'd take a car any day. Cars are fun, you know, with or without your wife. I've been married a long time, and we started out in a car. No, cut it out. Now it's still that. And I'm 70. No, cut it out because you can't do anything anyway, you know. Still a great gal, and I love her seriously. The man the comedy performers chose to honor this year for a lifetime of comedy starred on Broadway, in radio, in motion pictures, nightclubs, and is still known as Mr. Television.
Introducing America's #1 television star, who just returned from Washington after paying his income tax, Milton Berle.
In the early 50s, if you were tuning into television on Tuesday night, you were probably watching Milton Berle. In fact, he's been credited as the biggest salesman of television sets ever. Milton Berle's outrageous antics, his special way of dressing up, made everybody laugh.
Thanks a million.
It all started at the age of 6, when young Milton, in his first film, Tilly's Punctured Romance, tried to upstage Charlie Chaplin. During his teens and early 20s, he had his own radio show and appeared in Broadway hits like the Ziegfeld Follies. He headed west to Hollywood in 1937 and performed in over 30 films, but it was the television show called the Texaco Star Theater that made Milton Berle a household name.
I'm Uncle Milty.
Uncle Milty has been strutting his stuff and making us laugh for almost 85 years because he's the master of funny.
What is the highest note you can see? What is your high note?
C.
C, that you're using. C.
C.
Breath. Take a breath. Always breathe before you sing. C.
C.
Breath, not too nasal, from the head loose.
C.
You're not listening.
Milton Berle's legacy of laughter that began around 1911 will live with us forever. Well, that's the way it all began, and Uncle Milty is still going strong today. This year's Lifetime Achievement Award goes to the man who started it all, Mr. Television, Milton Berle.
Oh, boy. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Sit down. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. And, Johnny, thank you. You know, before I rejoin my lovely wife, Lorna, and my family, I like to say that I'd like to accept this award, a wonderful award, and I would like to share it, ladies and gentlemen, with all of my peers. This goes to all the funny men and women who were, who are, who will be heroes, who face the world naked, but for the weapon of laughter. As for me, I've had quite a hectic career. Every year brought a smile and a tear, and I've enjoyed every time I'd appear for your entertainment. All those years, oh, gee, how quickly they flew. Everyone so refreshingly new. And though I've spent over 80 with you, I'd give 80 more, as long as it's for your entertainment. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. We had a wonderful time tonight.
We hope to see you again next year. Thank you, and good night.
Nominations and awards voted on by comedy performers only. The American Comedy Award selects the Creative Achievement honorees. Some of tonight's winners were notified in advance. Also winning a comedy award tonight was Dennis Miller. Travel provided by Continental Airlines, now among the best in the business at getting you to your destination on time. Continental, it's more airlines for your money.